Hi guys, welcome back to the Shannon Show. Hello if you're new. So today's episode is going to be a review of Love Island episode 34. I managed to get this episode done for tonight, but I can't make any promises for tomorrow. But of course, I'll keep you updated with the community post. Obviously, this episode, the main crux of it was seeing whether Molly and Callum were going to go home or whether it's going to be Mike and Priscilla. I think a lot of people were leaning towards Mike and Priscilla. So obviously the episode starts off with the couples, with the safe couples deliberating on who they should send home. And I thought it was going to be a bit more clear cut than that. I thought we were going to see people say, well, we're choosing this couple and that's that. But a lot of the time, but I feel like pretty much with every single couple, they were like, oh, I'm 50-50. Oh, maybe they need more time. I feel like every single couple pretty much said the same thing. People were saying that Mike and Priscilla were solid, but Molly and Callum were also good, and maybe they just needed a bit more time. Seeing them all deliberate, I was less sure that Mike and Priscilla were going to go home. I still thought it was just going to be very close, and I just thought it would be up to a public vote, and that public vote would send Mike and Priscilla home. So obviously, next we see them deliberating who they were going to save. Denise and Luke T chose Mike and Priscilla. I was surprised by that because I just thought that they did not like Mike, so they were just going to send him home, but they actually chose to save Mike and Priscilla. Paige and Finn chose Callum and Molly, which is another thing that I was surprised about because of that couples challenge. I just kind of thought that that would be the obvious choice for Paige to send Callum home because she's besties with Shauna. Jess and Ched, I wasn't really entirely sure. I wasn't 100% on who they were going to choose. They didn't pick either Callum or Molly or Mike and Priscilla. In terms of Jess, obviously Jess and Mike had their history, but I feel like they actually did remain good friends, and most of her gripes that we've seen recently have been with Callum. And obviously I think Ched and Mike are good friends, and I think Ched definitely backed Mike, so they just mutually decided to save them. And then Luke and Demi, they're both new, so I wasn't really sure who they were going to pick, but obviously Luke has had an issue with Mike, so I thought maybe he might save Molly and Callum. But they chose Mike and Priscilla as well. So it was pretty much a clean sweep. Callum and Molly are gone, and Mike lives to see another day. Mike is going to be touching the final. He's the only OG Islander left. So obviously Callum and Molly, they say their farewells, and honestly, I'm not really sad or disappointed that they left because it's literally the final in 2 days. I feel like Callum and Molly were the easier couple to let go. I feel like, I'm wishing them both well. Will they last? Who knows? But for now, I think they're cute together. And yeah, I really like Callum and Molly. And yeah, I was rooting for them, but I definitely did not think they were going to win. So obviously, next we see people start to go on their final dates. And the first couple to go on their final date is Priscilla and Mike. And the producers gave them a good date. It's almost like they were trying to make an apology to Mike, like they heard your complaints. But yeah, they got a really good date, a safari date. They got to see the animals and the wildlife. They got to see elephants, lions, and honestly, their facial expressions were cracking me up. I've always wanted to go onto a safari, but I'm not gonna lie, I would be shook, especially if because those videos where you see people, you see the animals coming up real close to the car, or having to run away from the animal, or the car having to run away from the animals. I would be shook. I'd have to go there on an empty stomach. 3 visuals. I feel like the visual, but yeah, I really liked the visuals for all of but I really like the visuals for their date, and really all of their dates in general, the drone shots, the wide shots. Yes, I'm living for it. In terms of the date, I think the date went really well. There's no slide digs from Ian. Priscilla's talking about she can see them married in the future with a kid. Okay, Priscilla, okay. They're both back on board with the performance, you know, after that close call. But yeah, I feel like Mike and Priscilla are a solid unit. They're boyfriend and girlfriend now. Obviously, Mike asked Priscilla to be his girlfriend on the date. And I honestly, even though I really liked Luke's creativity when asking Shanice out, I feel like I don't understand why no one has ever just asked someone to be their girlfriend on a date. Like, that's what you would do in real life. In real life, you wouldn't get your friends to hold up signs and be like, be my girlfriend. I felt like this was the best way to do it and the most romantic way to do it on the day, I personally think. It's been such a turnaround for Mike and Priscilla. I definitely feel like, you know, they were shown in a really good light this episode. So then back at the villa, we see a mini like section where Jess, Luke, Ched and Demi do a skit pretending to be boys in the club. And I was just thinking, what the hell is this? I'm just not even going to speak on it. I'm just going to keep quiet about it. But it was a mess, darling. We see Paige and Finn go on their final date. It's a boat ride. You know, they're talking about getting serious. They say they're falling for each other. They don't say, I love you. But I guess that's what they're insinuating too. Finn's talking about he wants to get a dog together. He wants to move in together. So this is all very serious stuff. I mean, we've seen it with other Islanders. We've seen it with other Love Island couples. They're moving in together quite quickly. For the most part, I've seen like 3 months. For the most part, it doesn't seem to work out. For the most part, it doesn't really seem to work out. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if Finn really wants to be settling down at 20 and committing to Paige and moving in with Paige. I'm not sure if he just said that because they're on their final dates and, you know, it's the push to the final. You know, you're going to make your image look as good as you can as a couple. I'm not entirely sure if I bought that, but what do you guys think? Do you think that Finn is proper serious about Paige? Or do you feel like he was just mentioning all of this stuff for image? You know, another key thing is when Mike and Priscilla obviously come back from their dates, obviously they tell their friends, obviously the girl group or the boy group, depending on who it was, that they are now boyfriend and girlfriend. And did any of you check that thing when, obviously they were asking him how he said it, and Ched was like, did you say you're the love of my life? And yeah, I caught that shade, Ched. At first I didn't like, now I'm beginning to really like Ched. Mike can be a bit theatrical, but I don't think he'd ever take it that far. And then we also see Jess and Ched go for a date. It's like a self-barbecue thing outside. I think probably this is one of the more less creative dates on the producer's side. It kind of just felt like, well, you've already gone on a date, so we're just going to do this for you. They decide, you know, they start talking about, you know, how it's going to be on the outside. And they basically said, you know, obviously it will work, but we both have to put the effort in. And then they decide to go exclusive. And I feel like it was a good decision to go exclusive rather than force the girlfriend-boyfriend narrative. Because I feel like if they did decide to be girlfriend and boyfriend, I think that would have been very suspicious. So I think that was a smart decision for both of them just go exclusive. I guess we'll see the rest of the final dates in the next episode, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting bored. It was a bit boring. The only exciting bit was kind of seeing who was gonna go, but I'm not gonna lie, the final date stuff is boring. Next big thing maybe would just be meeting the parents and then the final. I don't know, it's bugging me that they haven't really made it clear what the final format is going to be. When's it going to be? You know, is there going to be a reunion? It's all just very vague right now. Yeah, if anyone knows any information that I haven't seen, please let me know in the comments. People are showing love for Mike, saying that he's carried the show on his back. I definitely agree that Mike was one of the people who carried the show. People are showing love for Paige and Finn. People are showing love for Ched. People are joking that Ched is a dirty pig, as Eric from Sex Education said. People are saying that this series is done out here and they just need to announce the winners and let us go. And I definitely agree. It's a struggle. I felt like they should have just fast-tracked to the finals. Like, it was the final couples anyway. People are saying that Luke M is a nice guy for love. for pretending to find Demi's rubbish impression funny. People are joking that Shauna will be trying to meet Callum at the airport to draw him out. People are here for Mike asking Priscilla to be his girlfriend. People pointing out that Mike outlasted Connor, Callum, Sophie, Leanne and Shauna. All the people that are talking bad behind his back. It's really a sight to see. You know what? I didn't think Mike would be able to do it, but he did it. We have to stand the perseverance. People are also surprised that Jess has made it this far. Literally, when both of those twins walked in, I was just like, both of them could go. But now I love Jess. I feel like her twin going was the best thing that happened. In the game, of course. People are saying that Love Island is boring because there's no drama. I kind of agree. And people are suggesting the winner is going to be between Finn and Paige and Lucci and Shanice. People are pointing out that the dates have been very low budget. Other than Mike and Priscilla's date, everyone else's date was, very low budget. People are saying that Mike is immortal. People are showing love for Jess and Ched. People are celebrating that Callum and Molly are gone. Yeah, that's pretty much the roundup on Twitter. For those of you wondering, my handle was at shannonbafundilaenquiries. Let me know what you thought of this episode. Let me know what you thought of this podcast. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and if you have, don't forget to put your notification bell on so you'll know when the next podcast is dropping. For those of you who don't know, I'm away right now. I'm in Berlin and I'm covering a film festival, so depending on what my schedule was like yesterday, I will try my best to upload during the night, but if I can't, then it will be during the day. But yes, till next time guys, bye.